This is Vargas, and I am back again with you to share my bi-weekly movie pickups. These are the movies that I picked up these 2 weeks that I've been buying online through Movie Freak. He has his sales are like I mentioned before is weekly, but I buy stuff 1 week, then stuff another week, and then I just go pick it up on the second week. But first, today's refreshment is a Tecate Red. It's red because this is the regular one, and the blue one is light. I'm not a huge fan of Tecate beer. I actually prefer Heineken. And the Amstel Ultra is a nice light beer. This one is not my favorite, but right now it's all that we have, and it's been a really, really rough week, and I need something to take the edge off, so cheers. Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with the movie pickups in no particular order because I just picked them up. First off, the Legend of Hercules. There's a whole bunch of Hercules movies. This came out the same year as the one with The Rock. And I have seen The Rock one, and that one is a lot of fun. That one's a really good movie. That gives it a really interesting spin. This one is like the alternate version to the Rock one. I think maybe this one came out first to try to beat the Rock to the punch, but it looks more like a Gladiator movie instead of a Hercules movie. So I don't know what this thing is about, but pick that one up. There's two Hercules movies that I still want to get. One is the one with Lou Ferrigno. I want to get that one. And the other one is with Schwarzenegger, which I think might be his first acting role. I might be wrong, but as far as I remember, his first acting role was in a Hercules movie. So yep. The second one I picked up is it has a sticker there. Is the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. This is the conclusion to the big Hunger Games saga. I haven't read the books, but for what I know, the books are a little more extreme than this thing. Especially the first one. The first one's a little way more disturbing. But this, I've always related this to Battle Royale, which is an Asian movie where they put a bunch of kids in an island and they have to kill themselves because they literally have no choice. And this one is the same thing, and I thought it was okay. It's as far as sagas trying to bank on the popularity of Harry Potter. This is better than Twilight. I actually enjoyed this one better than Divergent. So yeah, just needed this one to complete the saga now. To add to my Bruce Willis collection, one I've been trying to get for a while because I've always seen the sequel. And I don't know why I haven't bought it, but I always wanted to buy the first one before I get the sequel. But there have been other times where I buy the sequel and then try to track down the first one. But anyway, I picked up The Whole 9 Yards, which is a comedy movie starring Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry from Friends. And yeah, I've been trying to track this one for a while, and I've never come across it until now. It has both the full screen and the widescreen, and it's in one of these snapper cases. So now I'll have to track down the sequel, The Whole 10 Yards. Speaking of sequels, I picked this thing up, and I've avoided this one like the plague, because I really, really did not like it, but it stars William Dafoe, it stars Sandra Bullock, and it's a sequel in name only, and only because it stars Sandra Bullock, but it's Speed 2 Cruise Control, and it's supposed to follow the events of the first one, but Keanu Reeves didn't want to reprise his role, so only Sandra Bullock came back, but she's with a different character than the one Keanu Reeves plays. So, and it's a cruise line, so it doesn't have the same oomph that the first Speed had. But I was rewatching Cinemassacre's rental reviews, and they were talking about overlooked action movies, and this came up hilariously, and I was like, damn it, now I need to get it. And I got it, but it's not good. Picked up The Taking of Pelham 123, or 123. I don't know how you would pronounce that, with Denzel Washington and John Travolta. This is a remake, as far as I know, but I picked it up because I have a Denzel Washington collection, and John Travolta is he's kind of. He's kind of like Nicolas Cage, but not as fun. He can be entertaining, but I prefer Nick Cage over John Travolta. But yeah, pick this thing up. The 2-disc extended cut of Ghost Rider. I have the theatrical cut. I did not know there was an extended cut until Movie Star showed this. Now, and again, if you follow me or know me personally, or know what the type of collector that I am, I like to get the extended cuts of stuff. And again, I didn't even know this thing existed. And now I have it. So add one more to the extended cuts starring Nicolas Cage. Picked up Cellular with Kim Basinger, Chris Evans, Captain America himself, Jason Statham, and William Macy. Picked it up for my Jason Statham collection. It's about Kim Basinger that gets kidnapped, and she's able to send out a signal that Chris Evans gets a hold of, and he's trying to help track her down. Remember, this was pretty good, but this will go to my Jason Statham collection. In my ever-growing, never-ending Disney collection, one more for the Disney collection, One Magic Christmas. I was reading the synopsis, and it kind of sounds like I might have seen it before. It's about this girl whose dad gets killed in a botched bank robbery, and then things just really spiral over control, and it ends up being to teach the mom the importance of Christmas. Again, reading it, it sounds like I might have seen it on TV once, but again, this is for both my Christmas collection and my Walt Disney collection, and it's really, really fun and frustrating to collect Disney movies because I end up coming across movies that I think I've seen, or movies that I haven't even heard of. So there's like this never-ending amount of Disney movies that's, again, it's fun to collect because you come across some really interesting stuff. But it's like it never ends. it just keeps growing and growing, and there's apparently all these Disney movies or movies that were released by Disney or that were produced by Disney, just never ends. Picked this one up. I remember seeing it on TV and thinking it was pretty good, and it's never let me go. It's kind of like the dramatic version of The Island, because it's about clones that get harvested for parts. But whereas The Island was action, this is more like drama. It stars Keira Knightley, Andrew Garfield, who was Spider-Man, and Carey Mulligan, who I think, if I remember correctly, was in Jurassic Park. I might be wrong. But yeah, good trio of actors, so pick that one up. Pick this one up because I like to blind buy what looks like might be a thriller or horror movie. And this is Julia Stiles, which I think I mentioned before. I don't know what happened to her. I thought she was pretty good, and then she just, like, disappeared. Yeah, this is Wicked. To add to my John Travolta and Joaquin Phoenix collection, Ladder 49, the widescreen version, because for some reason I always come across the full screen, and has a bunch of special features. And this one, Hollywood is weird. Sometimes they release a movie and then another studio is either copying the idea and releases something similar, like Volcano and Dante's Peak, like Deep Impact and Armageddon, like Backdraft and Ladder 49. I think this came out. I think came out after Backlash. So yeah, but it's a drama starring these two actors. So that's pretty good. Picked up Firewall with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's like this data person, and his family gets kidnapped because they want information, so they blackmail Harrison Ford to get it, and action ensues. And I'll take a beer pause. Cheers. For my daughter, again, for the never-ending Disney collection. Tangled, Before Ever After, which is a sequel. It's a pilot sequel for Tangled, which later became a TV show, starring the characters. Tangled is a lot of fun, so this is a nice return to form. Picked up ScoobyDoo and the Monster of Mexico. I have this watch. This one, oddly enough, I have it on VHS because my mother-in-law gave it to me, even though I don't have a VHS player. But now I have the DVD. So yeah. For my wife, I picked up the complete first season of Full House. My wife loves Full House, and I want to get the season for her because they're in Netflix right now because they also have Fuller House, which is the sequel. But Netflix is notorious for taking out stuff. And just to be safe, I want to get this for her. But this one is one of those dreaded piled-on cases. It has the 4 discs here. And this is just begging for the discs to be scratched. I really, really hate this. The Undertaker anthology DVD set is like this. I had to find a case that will allow 3 discs, and now I have to find a case that has space for 4 before those things get scratched. Picked up End of the Spear, and I know I've seen this one before, at least once, and it's about this group of missionaries that go to the jungle to, spread the word of their religion, and they get killed, and one of the kids survives and forms a relationship with the people there. It's been years since I've seen it, so I might be remembering it wrong, but it just sounds really interesting to revisit that. Picked up Blind Witness, which is about this blind person that somehow witnesses a crime, and the people want to get her, but so she has to fight back, not being able to see. But she knows her surroundings, so she's able to fight back until help arrives. If I remember correctly, this was a made-for-TV movie that I saw, and I thought it was pretty cool. So it's on DVD now, so picked it up. This one is Trust, and this one's directed by David Schwimmer, who played Ross in Friends. So I thought that was really interesting. And the gist of this one is, based on the back, is about this girl that meets a person online, and then as it is happening recently, bad things happen. She survives. She doesn't disappear like has been happening lately. The world is a very, very bad place. So this has a novelty that's directed by David Schwimmer, the guy that played Ross from Friends. Has Clive Owen, has this lady who was in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So this might be a hard sit through because I have kids, and yeah, it's something that when they grow up, I need to find a way to keep track of who they talk to online. But this is a problem nowadays that a lot of people prey on children online, and it's not good. That's why YouTube started. If you put a video made for kids, it takes away the comment section so that people don't start conversations with kids. It's a really messed up thing. So this again might be I was gonna say informative, but at least a cautionary tale for stuff that can happen. Pick this one up, Catch 44. It's a movie I started seeing one late night. I was going through a bout of insomnia, which is happening a lot lately. And I turned on the TV, and they were playing this, and it looked interesting in my sleep-deprived adult mind. Stars Forrest Whitaker, Brad Dourif, and Bruce Willis makes an appearance at the end there. So, yeah, that's going to the Bruce Willis collection. Picked this one up just because it stars Ron Perlman, and because what it says here, the tagline. The Last Winter, starring Ron Perlman, and the scariest movie of the year, which is something that a lot of movies say, but it doesn't always add up. But that might be interesting. Picked up Passengers with Anne Hathaway, who is now going to play the Grand High Witch in the reboot of Witches. And I like Anne Hathaway. I think she's a good actress. She's nice on the eyes. And this one also stars Patrick Wilson, who's in The Conjuring, so this might be good. But based on the description on the back, I'm getting a vibe of Unbreakable meets The Sixth Sense. So that's the vibe I'm getting out of that. I've mentioned this a ton of times. One of my favorite Christmas movies is A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. I love that version, and I love other versions. Like the Mickey Mouse one is really cool, and it's like been done by everyone. The Flintstones has done it. There's one that I want to track down with Patrick Stewart. There's one that I have that's done with Kelsey Grammer. There's the George C. Scott one. There's the Muppet one. So a ton of versions. But one that I've heard that is really good is a British version starring Alistair Sim. James Rolfe from Cinemassacre mentions this a lot on his videos, especially the Christmas one. So I Movie Freak had it and I picked it up. And it's A Christmas Carol starring Alistair Sim. This is a British movie made in the 50s. But in the UK it's called Scrooge, and when they brought it to America it's called A Christmas Carol, because that's how the story is best known. So I decided to give this one a watch. It's still sealed, but I'll watch it when Christmas time kicks in. Pick this one up to add to my Denzel Washington collection. Again, might be a hard sit considering the topic, but this is John Q. I have seen this one. John Q is this person has a sick son, and he basically seizes a hospital demanding that his son get attention. And I think this is based on real events, because I do remember reading that something similar happened. So that they changed the law to help people that might not have health care. I don't know if that's still in effect, but I remember hearing that. And it also has James Woods, so that's cool. John Q. Finally found a copy of this. I've either always come across the full screen, or the disc is all scratched up, or Movie Free Bazaar has been bringing it recently, but people always beat me to it. But I finally picked up a copy of a widescreen copy of The Time Machine. I remember also seeing this once, and I thought, I'm a sucker for time travel movies. I've mentioned this on more than one occasion. Anything to do with time travel, I love it. Back to the Future, Looper, I thought was pretty good. So this is right up my alley. It's about this guy in the 1800s that creates a time machine, and he's only able to move forward in time, because he can't move back in time. He can't go back. He can only move forward. And he meets the Morlocks and everything. And yeah, I've been trying to track down a copy of this, and now I finally have one. A little bit more beer. Picked up Blind by Kill Shot, starring Diane Lane, Mickey Rourke, and Thomas Jane, who was the Punisher, and also was in The Mist. And I don't know anything about this movie, but again, as a collector, I like Blind. Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I didn't see him here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt also stars in this, so might be good. For a horror movie, I picked up. It's like a documentary, I think. It's a hunting in Georgia. I don't know anything about this. I thought maybe it was done by the Asylum, but I don't see anything done by them, so I don't know if it's a documentary or if it's an actual movie, but picked it up because it's a horror movie. Finally got a copy of Dodgeball. And same situation with the Time Machine. I've always either seen the full screen, and I'm trying to avoid full screen, or the disc is really messed up. Sorry, but Movie Free Bazaar had a really good copy in widescreen, so finally picked it up. Back when Vince Vaughn was in good comedies, Ben Stiller is really cool. This has an alternate ending when the good guys lose, and that's really interesting to see how they try to beat the good guy. And because in the normal version, they do win. They do beat the Ben Stiller team. But I've seen that alternate ending. It's really like, they lost. It would have actually been a lot more funnier if that was the ending to this. Like, they train. It's kind of like the Rocky movie. They train. They do the best they can, and they still lose. That actually would have been funny. Picked up this that I don't know anything of. I've never seen it, but it's a reboot of The Howling called The Howling Reborn. And it's basically the story of The Howling, the first one, but remade. And I did not know this thing existed. The last Howling movie I knew of, or that I remember, was part 4. Because part 2 starts Red Brown and Christopher Lee, and I want to get that one. And Sybil Danning when she's showing her boobs. And then part 3 is the Marsupials, I think. That one was weird. And then part 4 is another werewolf movie. And then but again, I didn't know this thing existed. So this is a reboot, remake of the original one from the 80s. And yeah, I want to see this one just to see how bad it is. Because it can't possibly be as good as the original one. And the last one I picked up, and I'm super, super happy to own this, finally. Because it's one of the werewolf movies I've been trying to track down for many, many years. And it's Dog Soldiers. The cover is not that good. I've seen a way better cover to this one. But Movie Freak had it, and I picked it up, and I had to get it. And this is about a group of military personnel that is doing a training mission, and they encounter werewolves, and it's awesome. It really is one of the best werewolf movies to come out recently. And just, I love the look of the werewolves, because they look like werewolves. They don't look like the ones from Underworld, and they definitely don't look like the ones from Twilight. They're actual werewolves, and I love the look of it. I like the movie, and it's great. It's great. I'm super happy to finally own Dog Soldiers. Yeah, pumped up about that. But that was the movie pickups. Picked up a nice haul. I did go a little bit overboard. I picked up probably more than I should, but these last 2 weeks he bought a lot of stuff. He brought a lot of stuff, and stuff that I've been looking for, stuff that I needed for the collection, stuff that looked interesting. And I'm a sucker for collecting movies. Again, it causes a little bit of friction between me and my wife because she doesn't want me to buy as many movies as I do. But I don't want to say I can't help myself, but I kind of can't. I do love collecting movies. And my only frustration is I can't sit down and watch them, because I can't watch a werewolf movie with 2 little kids. It'll freak them out. But and the type of comedy movies might be too adult for them, so yeah, it's frustrating. But one day I'll be able to sit down, lie back, and enjoy watching these movies. If not, I'll ask for vacation time at work, and I'll just breeze through as many movies as I can. But like always, I like to recommend the standouts of the collection, and I'm gonna go with honestly the only ones I've seen. This Dog Soldiers, really, really good werewolf movie, worthy of a review by Macabro if I can ever find the time to get him to record. And the Time Machine, really interesting. Again, time travel is very interesting to me. Curious that he can't go back in time, but it's the loss of this one. So yeah, please leave a comment on what you thought of any of the blind buys that I picked up, especially this one. This one I probably will have to rewatch the original and then watch this one. But this can't be good. It can't be good. But I'll give it a chance, because why not? But until I see you all again, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for supporting my channel, to those 3 wonderful people that watch every one of my videos and leaves a thumbs up and a comment. Thank you so much for, watching me talk about movies and other stuff. But until I see you all again, thanks so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye.